Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Erin.
And today we work together in the kitchen to answer an age-old question that's caused people years of frustration and heartache. You know what it is?
What?
Well, you know what it is. Is it to build a better mousetrap? No, probably not. And if a tree falls in the forest, no, it's not that either. It's how to peel the perfect farm fresh egg without giving up and throwing the damn thing away.
I've done that. I've thrown eggs away.
It's all coming up today on our Wyoming Life. Welcome back and thanks for coming along today. Be sure to subscribe and come along with us as we continue to explore the ranch life and escape the ordinary. Today we're doing something a little bit different. It's Erin and I here in the kitchen together, and this egg peeling experiment that came up during live stream. Yeah, people were asking you how do you peel the perfect egg, and the question is
I don't even know I don't think they even asked me how I peel the perfect egg. I think I was maybe complaining about peeling farm fresh eggs and all the hacks that I've tried. And the big one was everyone's like, you need an Instapot, and I don't have one. Well, I do now.
You do now.
Thank you, Cyber Monday. But I didn't have one, and so everyone's like, you have to get an Instapot. It's the best way to peel eggs, along with vinegar was also suggested quite frequently. I've tried salt, I've tried baking soda, and we're going to try those again today. I've tried the ice water bath.
But you're going to do a control batch, which would be just water and eggs.
And eggs.
Then you're going to do salt in the water, vinegar in the water, baking soda in the water. And we're going to try out the Instapot and see how well that works. And then we can also talk about the ice bath and how much difference that can make.
What that's supposed to do. So everything is going to go in an ice bath so that essentially everything has the same controls, so that peeling, we can hopefully get a good idea of what actually, we'll look at the eggs when they're all done and see what looks the best. But if you've ever peeled a farm fresh egg, it is a nightmare. And if you make deviled eggs with farm fresh eggs, they're not pretty.
So what's the, first of all, as we get started here, what's the difference between a farm fresh egg and a grocery store egg when it comes to peeling?
So these were gathered from the chicken house this morning. So they were laid either yesterday afternoon after we gotten eggs for the day, or this morning. So these are essentially as fresh as you can get. Grocery store eggs can be on average 4 to 6 weeks old before you even before they make it.
Your eggs.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Before they even make it to the grocery store. And then shelf life, I think, is another 4 to 6 weeks on average after they even make it to the grocery store. It'll say use by on it. So they can be very old. And what happens essentially with eggs is that the shell is porous, and so evaporation starts to happen. And so they start to shrink, and so the inner membrane starts pulling away from the shell, and that's what makes it easier to peel an aged egg rather than a fresh egg. That membrane is super tight, and there's no oxygen that has started to build up between the shell and the membrane.
But we'd much rather have a farm fresh egg as our hard-boiled egg rather than wait for an egg that's 60 to 90 days old.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's do it. Where do we start? You don't know? I don't know. What the hell are you talking about?
So the way that I boil my eggs is the heat has not been turned on, and I put my eggs into the pot of water, and then we will bring it up to a low boil, put a lid on it, and let it sit for 10 minutes. So the internet told me a teaspoon of baking soda, a splash of vinegar. This is our control, so it will have nothing added to it. And then a teaspoon of salt.
Now what?
Now we're gonna watch them until they boil.
Can we start the Instapot now?
Yeah, we can start the Instapot.
Okay, let's do that.
All right. Instapot. Have not used this. I think I understand how to use it. I've read the instructions and all the safety warnings. Okay, so here's our Instapot. We have our little basket in there because that's what it told us to do. And we're going to put our eggs on it, and then a cup of water. It came with a measuring cup. Thank you, Instapot. Put the lid on. Okay, so we're going to do egg. We're going to do 5 minutes. Okay, let's hope this works.
All right, so while we're waiting, let's talk about what each thing does to the water.
Okay.
So the salt increases the boiling temperature of the water.
Okay.
So it's actually a warmer water.
Do you think a teaspoon of salt really increases the...
Probably not, but I'm not a science guy.
Okay.
What are those called? Scientists. There you go. It also helps seals any cracks, which I don't know why that really matters. But it makes they say it makes the egg easier to peel because the salt actually gets inside the shell.
Does it shrink the membrane?
And permeates it, yeah, and shrinks it down. So vinegar softens the eggshell, which I don't know why that would make it any easier, but maybe it does. And the baking soda, that's the other one, right? The baking soda increases the level of alkali in the water, which actually helps loosen the eggshells. Right. As for the Instapot, I don't know why it would make a difference. Pressure cooking them instead of cooking them in the regular old way. But
We'll find out.
we'll find out.
Oh, geez, scary.
Scary. And I didn't blow up.
Are the eggs still...
The eggs are still eggs. You can come look.
It's all steamy.
Oh my gosh.
Are they hot?
Okay, eggs go into that thing. I don't suggest using your fingers. That can hurt. Are you peeling?
Yeah, so I've started... This is the Instapot. I think you can see there's some chunks missing. But...
This is easier to peel than...
Yes. Oh gosh, yes. I will say the Instapot. I would do it again. Farm fresh eggs, you never get big chunks either. This one's perfect. Oh, there's a little chunk missing in the bottom. Let some water run underneath them. Over them. Don't break. What's your favorite kind of egg?
My favorite kind of egg?
Well, your favorite.
Chicken egg.
What's your favorite egg preparation style?
I really do like hard-boiled eggs. I'm a huge fan of hard-boiled eggs. I also like egg sandwiches. So that
Fried eggs.
Fried egg sandwiches, yeah. So those are good. If I have an egg with breakfast or something, it's over easy. My dad was a huge fan of sunny side up eggs, which disgust you. So
Eggs kind of in general, like sometimes gross me out.
do they really?
Well, I mean like they're slimy and snotty and...
It's supposed to be a pro egg video.
I'm not really pro egg. These are our baking soda eggs.
These are control eggs.
Okay, you peel those.
Do you have a trick for peeling eggs?
Yeah, so the bottom, I always
So you smack the bottom.
smack the bottom because that's where the air pocket is at.
Mm-hmm.
And try and get underneath the membrane. And if you can get the membrane to lift.
Okay, so these are control eggs. So you give me basically the hardest
They're the
one
worst.
that's going to be here. So
I mean, it's a good representation though of what like a fresh egg is like to peel and why like we struggle with it so much.
So
Not working.
what is the difference between what's the difference between a white egg, a brown egg? What's
Nothing.
no difference whatsoever?
No, it's just the flavor of chicken that it comes out of.
The flavor of chicken? You mean the breed of chicken?
The breed.
Yeah, because really the breed doesn't make too much of a difference. Jesus, this thing's going to be mangled.
Can you see the yolk yet?
No, but I'm getting close. See, this would be one of those eggs that I would literally throw away.
So I don't know if you can see this on camera, maybe.
Okay, we should switch though on the next one because it might just be my complete lack
Okay.
of ability
So
to
this is
peel
a
an egg.
baking soda. So you can see like I peeled off a big chunk of the, and this is control. Put your control egg.
That's a horribly deformed. Okay.
You don't have to do the bottom tap. Do whatever.
I don't know. I don't have a like a proven method
I think I read it on the internet.
for how to do it.
But that's where the
See, I've heard like you roll them,
we'll try it.
and that makes it easier, right? Okay, I'll try the rolling thing. Seriously, trying to cover every single one of our bases here.
I'll probably Instapot.
Oh my gosh, really?
You're just taking off. If you can peel it without seeing the yolk, though, you're doing good.
You know, honestly, like, why do we care what
Well, if
your
you're
egg
making
really
like
looks
if you're
like?
making like deviled eggs for Thanksgiving, and like you have your boss coming over. Oh god. Okay, so half the egg's just coming off.
Okay, so yeah.
So
that's,
this is just totally like there's egg white in this hole in the shell. Okay, so that
So this is my attempt at baking soda. Okay, so next up we have salt. That's my salt. The bad part, here's the worst part about it. I lose patience.
I know.
Right? So it's like, now I've seen some things online, and I was going to look it up and I forgot to. Was the blow off
You're gonna blow your egg.
yeah, pretty much. Blow off the shell with like an air compressor or something.
That's
I don't know
like
how
a
that
shop experiment.
All right.
Oh, that's so. This is why I don't make boiled eggs. They gross me out, man.
So here we go. Instapot, baking soda, control, salt, and vinegar. You did better all the way around than I did. Well, no, I did better on vinegar, I think, than you did.
I thought that was my vinegar.
I'm going to take this one. That one's mine.
Okay.
I have to give me a win. Come on.
So yeah, the controller definitely the smallest. The most white has been removed, and then I mean it is really kind of almost hard to tell between the baking soda, salt, and vinegar which ones really made a difference. So I do think they helped a little bit compared to the control, but I would still say like I don't know that it's significant enough for me to say I would do them again. So I guess the Instapot like surprisingly really is the best.
All right. So the vinegar. Why are you doing?
I don't know. I just grosses me out, man. Not you, the egg.
Okay.
It needs.
That one does taste like blah.
Well,
Right?
yeah, there's no salt, but can you taste vinegar?
No, but I need to compare it to this one because this is the Instapot one,
It looks perfect.
and it looks good, so it probably tastes better, right? Actually, I think it does. I think that one might have a little bit of vinegar taste
Do you
to
think
it.
the vinegar messed with it?
Maybe. I'm not exactly sure. Either that or I'm just really hungry.
At least there's no baby chickens.
Why would you even say that? That's gross. It's disgusting.
They are eggs. They're baby
I know, but-
chickens
ugh.
in waiting.
All right. So, it's just gross. All right, let's talk a little bit about refrigeration. You wanted to talk about this a little bit.
Yeah.
In the U.S., we refrigerate eggs. We do that because U.S. laws, FDA, I imagine, or somebody.
USDA.
USDA, there we go, says that eggs have to be washed. And once you wash them, then you wash off the natural sealer. And then they have to be refrigerated to combat salmonella.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
In other countries, we're like the only country that does this.
Yeah.
Other countries, they're not required to wash them as vigorously, and they don't have to be refrigerated.
Yeah, or just not washed at all. And the eggs have a natural coating, another membrane, essentially a film that goes over to seal the egg after it's laid, and then air cannot pass through. And so that's not porous, and so in theory, bad stuff cannot get in.
I also learned that in other countries, they can be required to vaccinate their chickens against salmonella, which then passes on to the egg, which we don't have to do here in the U.S. So basically, it's either way, it's doing the same thing. It's and you can do it however you want to do it. If you're in the U.S. and you're selling eggs commercially, you should probably do it the way that the USDA says to do it.
Eggs in the farm store have been washed and promptly refrigerated.
So we take a look at eggs and we take a look at their nutrition. Eggs contain 13 essential vitamins and minerals, including vitamin D, calcium, iron, potassium, riboflavin, whatever that is, B12, and a whole bunch more. They also have 6 grams of protein per eggs, but if you're wondering, this is where the yolk contains all the nutrients. The whites are the protein part of the egg. So if you don't eat the yolks, you're missing out.
But I'm getting all the protein.
Right. An entire egg has about 70 calories, 0 carbs, which is probably good. And the American Heart Association, along with the American Diabetes Association, no longer limit egg intake, and they don't link it to cholesterol or anything like that anymore. Also, the link between eggs and cardiovascular disease, that's been totally debunked. But remember, it used to be like, you can't eat eggs, don't eat eggs, they're horrible, you'll die if you eat an egg.
I remember when eggs were bad. I was a child. We
Yep.
still ate eggs.
Yeah, look how you turned out. Also, if you're on a low-carb diet, they can improve cholesterol and insulin sensitivity for diabetics. So they can improve lipid and glucose markers and aid in weight loss as well. So there's all kinds of cool things about eggs. Not only can you boil them and make them look as beautiful as you want, you can also eat them and have a healthy snack, which is how I like them. I actually like them just for a snack. So.
All right. Well, you got 5 left. You have to eat these for lunch.
Does it really matter what it looks like? No.
No, unless your boss is coming for Thanksgiving dinner.
There you go. So, you want to see if you can catch it in your mouth?
No.
No? Think I can do it? Let's try it. Oh, I did it!
You're gonna choke. We'll be right back after these.
Thanks for joining us today on our Wyoming Life. We'll be back this weekend with a brand new video.
You shouldn't talk with your mouth
But
full.
until then, have a great week. And thanks for joining us on our Wyoming Life.
Thank you, everyone.